here at the Fox Theater at Foxwoods Resort Casino, ready for our first professional fight of the evening. So we'll send it inside the ropes to our official ring announcer, Jamie Beliveau.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Fox Theater inside Foxwoods Resort Casino in Mashantucket, Connecticut, where tonight we start our professional fights with 4 rounds of boxing in the heavyweight division. And your man in charge at the bell, referee Sade Murdoch. And now, introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the green trunks wearing the white trunks with green and gold trim. He weighed in at 267 pounds. His professional record, 2 wins against 0 defeats with 1 draw and 2 big wins coming by way of knockout. Hailing from Worcester, Massachusetts, here is Donnie Palmer. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the black trunks. He weighed in at 239 pounds. His professional record, 1 win, 0 defeats, with that 1 win coming by way of knockout. Hailing from New Haven, Connecticut, here is Solomon MAYE.
Peter Zimbor and Ted Panenjardis here calling the action ringside at the Fox Theater at Foxwoods Resort Casino in Connecticut. And we open up with a 4-round heavyweight fight tonight between 2 unbeatens. Solomon MAYE of New Haven, Connecticut enters this fight with a record of 1-0, 1 knockout, taking on Donnie Palmer of Dorchester, Massachusetts with a record of 2-0-1. Solomon MAYE was originally supposed to take on a fighter named Zeffirino Albino tonight from Philadelphia with a sub-500 record. However, he was a late scratch, and Donnie Palmer has taken the fight on short notice. And right away, Solomon MAYE goes to town on Palmer. Palmer is wearing the white trunks with the green trim, whereas MAYE is wearing the black trunks. Clearly, Donnie Palmer has a substantial height and weight advantage over his opponent, Solomon MAYE. Also, an age advantage. Donnie Palmer much more youthful to the 39-year-old Solomon MAYE, who just made his pro debut last month.
But I'll tell you right now that Donnie Palmer is not using that height or the reach. He's letting him get right inside. He's landed some big shots so far. If Donnie Palmer wants to win the fight, he's have to get on the outside and use that jab and set something up big with the right hand.
Donnie Palmer most recently fought just 2 weeks ago, where he scored a TKO win over fellow Dorchester resident Tyrone Smith in a Saturday afternoon matinee bout held in Canton, Massachusetts. Previously, he had defeated Anuti Rodriguez of Lawrence, Massachusetts in a fight where he dropped Anuti many, many times. His last appearance in the state of Connecticut was his pro debut, where he fought a competitor from Springfield, Massachusetts, who gave him all that he could handle in a draw. This is clearly the best fighter each guy has competed with against in their young professional careers thus far. Solomon MAYE, in his most recent bout, his lone pro fight to this point, was against John Desmond, who also was a last-minute replacement for MAYE's original opponent. So he's used to fighting guys on short notice, I suppose.
It doesn't seem to faze him, but I'll tell you right now, he's getting hit with way too many right hands, and he's got such a height and reach advantage. He needs to take a step back and start using that. He really shouldn't be getting hit with any of these punches with that kind of reach and height advantage.
Donnie Palmer did spend some time as an amateur at Colorado Springs in the Olympic Training Center. The lone amateur fight of his that I was able to see was at the Dorchester Armory, where he fought Owen Minor, and quite honestly, I thought Owen Minor slapped the living crap out of him, but for some reason Donnie Palmer got the decision.
Wow, you know, Owen Minor is a very, very top amateur prospect in New England. He just got hit with a nice left hand. I noticed when he came out, he was very, very dry as well. I wonder if this delay in starting the pro fights maybe caught up to him. He wasn't properly warmed up. Maybe in the second round he'll get back on that stick and start jabbing and moving, because he's getting hit with a lot of punches from the 39-year-old.
Solomon May had a nice right hand followed by a left upstairs moments ago. Solomon May also has, we were talking about the advantages that Donnie Palmer has in age, height, and weight over Solomon May. One advantage that May has over Donnie Palmer tonight is that Solomon May has his normal trainers in his corner tonight. Donnie Palmer has a very, very capable trainer in his corner in Methuen, Massachusetts, Sean Farley, who works with the highly touted prospects Alexis Santos and Augustin Morris, but he's not the guy in the gym with Donnie Palmer day in and day out.
And that makes a big difference, because the guy in the gym day in and day out knows how to talk to the fighter. He knows what's going to motivate him in the corner. Not to say that he won't be able to, but it definitely makes it a lot harder of a job to do that.
There have been some out-of-town fighters who have come into CES shows in the past who have hired Sean Farley to work their corner, who have pulled the upset. So we'll see if that's the case tonight as Donnie Palmer is taking on Solomon May. Sean Farley on your screen right now talking things over with Donnie Palmer.
If he just uses that height and the reach, he could definitely do it. But right now he's letting May fight his fight, and he needs to turn that around.
So round one you gave to Solomon May on your scorecard, Ted?
Yes, 10-9.
Round two of the scheduled 4-round tilt begins between Big Donnie Palmer and Solomon May. Solomon May's second professional fight has already lasted about 6 times as long as his pro debut did against John Desmond. There we see Donnie Palmer pushing that left hand in at Solomon May. It's not a snapping jab, it's not a stinging jab, it's a pushing jab from what I can observe.
But it's useful right now because it's keeping May at a distance, and that's what he needs to do right now. He needs to keep him at a distance and then lower that right hand straight down the middle, and that's when he's going to score some power right there. He can't be letting himself get hit with punches like that. Despite his age, he is just as fast and just as quick as Donnie Palmer, I believe.
Well, Donnie Palmer is a bit lumbering.
Yeah, he's just flicking that jab out. There's not much behind it. That nice right hand, though, he got a little bit of leverage on that. If he brings a left hook after that, it could change things pretty quick here.
And to Donnie Palmer's credit, in his pro debut against Moses Marshall, the fighter from Springfield I mentioned earlier, he was able to snap that fighter's head back with a strong right hand following up on that left jab. I haven't seen a strong right hand come courtesy of Donnie Palmer that has landed tonight against Solomon May.
Not yet, not yet. I think he's trying to find his range, though, with that flicking jab. He's trying to set that right hand up. We'll see if he's able to, though.
Solomon May with the hometown support behind him. He hails from New Haven, Connecticut. Much closer to where we are in Ledyard, Connecticut than Donnie Palmer, who hails from Dorchester neighborhood in Boston. And now Donnie Palmer doing some good work as Solomon May was seemingly hunched over, not seeing what was coming from above, and Palmer was going to work down low.
I think May got stunned a little bit with that shot towards the back of his head, but protect yourself at all times. You can't lean down and lay right in front of a fighter like that. It's very dangerous.
That was incredibly dangerous, especially with a 6'10" fighter in front of you that has a lot of leverage to go punch down with.
What's confusing, though, he was having some success with the jab, keeping a distance, and now he just falls right back into what he did in the first round. It looks like he's trying to knock him out with one shot. I haven't seen anything from May that would make me think that he can get knocked out with one shot that easily.
Well, I do think that May is hurt and or fatigued, a combination of the two. And I think it may have been from those shots raining down from above as he was hunched over. And you really can't fault Donnie Palmer for perhaps hitting May behind the head when the fighter is hunched over in front of you the way he was as round two concludes.
No, I mean, you can't lay down in front of a fighter like that. You're just asking to get hit. But I think at the end of that round, May is tired. He might be stunned. If Palmer had taken a step back and just given himself a little bit of room to punch, he might have finished the job right there. It looks like he's cut over the left eye.
Yeah, Donnie Palmer, who we'll take a look at in a moment, is taking a look inside the corner of Solomon MAYE right now.
That might be Solomon's blood on Donnie, though, actually.
As it looks like they're applying some Vaseline to the top of the left eyelid of Solomon MAYE and the brow.
Yeah, I think that cut, the blood on Palmer was coming from MAYE on that left eye. And he has a great cut man in his corner. And Paul Cichon, who's worked with a lot of fighters in New England. So that cut shouldn't be an issue.
Ted, you gave round 1 to Solomon MAYE. How'd you see round 2?
I give the second round to Palmer.
So an even fight on Ted. Pan and Joe to scorecard here at the Fox Theater at Foxwoods Casino in Connecticut. As Solomon MAYE, his corner forgot to put his mouthpiece in for the beginning of round 3. Was that an attempt to buy some time, Ted?
I think he might need a little bit more of a breather than that 1 minute gave him. The other thing to think about, too, at his age, and you have Palmer, who's so much bigger, even on the inside, even if MAYE is landing, you know, pushing down on him, pushing him around, that's gonna wear you out a lot quicker. But again, Palmer's not giving himself any room to punch. He's not putting himself in a perfect position to land a shot to knock him out.
One thing he is doing, however, is when they get in close quarters, he is outmanning and outmuscling the much smaller Solomon MAYE, which I think is a big man you need to do.
Definitely.
Nice right hand by Donnie Palmer connects the side of MAYE's head. And Donnie Palmer having a better third round than he did second. You gave him the second round, certainly a better second and third thus far than he had in the first round. And I think that this may be a fight where ultimately the strength, power, and athleticism of Donnie Palmer is going to have an effect on Solomon MAYE.
Definitely, and I noticed it's inadvertent, but MAYE got hit with a couple of elbows on the way in there, which definitely is going to help that cut situation.
Solomon MAYE turned pro last month at the age of 39 years old. It was a lifelong dream of his to be a professional boxer after a standout amateur career that could have turned into a standout professional career was halted by some stints in prison. He has changed his life around and fulfilling a lifelong dream competing as a professional boxer here. And on short notice, he is in with a guy in Donnie Palmer who came to fight tonight. Actually weighed in this afternoon for this contest.
I'd love to see that dream continue, but for that to happen, he's going to have to change what he's doing in there right now. That left hook could be the start of it. But it looks like he's just a little bit more winded. A lot of Palmer's success in this round, I think, is coming because of MAYE's, he's tired, you know.
And when MAYE tries to tie Palmer up, Palmer just fights his way out of him trying to tie him up because he's that much bigger and stronger.
That, he's making a big mistake a lot of fighters make when they try and tie up. They don't tie up both hands. And you got to grab both arms and hold those tight. You can't let any arm free.
And the mouthpiece of Solomon MAYE has come loose here in round 3. We mentioned that it was not in at the beginning of round 3. Perhaps he needed a little bit of extra time getting off his stool. And he's charging right back at Donnie, to his credit, after the break where he needed his mouthpiece put back into his mouth. But Donnie Palmer having a good round 3 here.
Yeah, and that mouthpiece is going to keep coming out because he's so tired that his mouth is wide open.
And that was a right hand from Palmer that landed, which caused the mouthpiece to go out. And his mouth was wide open due to the fatigue. He is breathing out of his mouth.
Now they're going to take in a 4-round fight. You could definitely not afford to lose a point from that, so he's got to keep that mouthpiece in check.
Referee gave him a stern warning.
A lot of that has to do with the mouthpiece as well. Unless you get a real professional fitted mouthpiece, they come out rather easily, but a real fitted mouthpiece will stay in there no matter what. Although it's probably off from a little bit of break here, so that does help him.
Round 3 comes to a conclusion, and an effective round for Donnie Palmer, who has pulled ahead on my scorecard 2-1. And Ted, you nod your head at me in agreement.
Yep, definitely. And it's not for anything that he's doing fantastically, but MAYE is just he's fatigued. He's letting Donnie do basically whatever he wants right now. Occasionally hit him with a nice left hook, but that's not going to win you a fight. It looks like we're going to have another upset maybe from that pinch hitting corner for him over there.
Sean Farley's done it before with Dennis Ogbu over Benny Constantino.
Which was a war. That was a tremendous fight.
When he pulls back, give yourself a little space and then chin down. All right?
And what I heard from Sean Farley in that corner was something that you spoke about earlier, Ted. Give yourself some space and some room to punch. You're the bigger man.
And really, right now, this is Maye's hometown. And you don't want to go out just winning. You want to go out emphatically and not leave anything to the judges. Not to say the judges aren't going to have it right, but why do that if you can avoid it?
And oh my God, Solomon Maye turns his back, which is not a very good thing to do, and Donnie Palmer throws some punches at his back.
Now, in that point right there, I wouldn't have. It would have been a much more sportsman-like thing to step back because he was throwing punches at the back of his head, which can be very, very dangerous.
It was directly at the back of his head.
Whether it was Maye's fault or not, you don't want to do that to anybody. But in the heat of the moment, what can you do, you know?
Right above us, so we could hear the effect of those blows as we are seated in a neutral corner. Peter Zimbor and Ted Panenjardis coming to you from the Fox Theater at Foxwoods Resort Casino in Connecticut. Our opening bout of the evening in the professional ranks between Big Donnie Palmer in the white trunks with the green and gold trim, and Solomon Maye of New Haven, Connecticut, wearing the black trunks.
Maye caught him actually with a nice counter right hand over here, and then a little left hook, but he's not in any condition to do anything to follow up. He's dead tired. If he makes it to the bell, it's pure heart and determination that's going to get him there, because he's got nothing left.
And the mouthpiece has come out again, and Solomon Maye seems to be in a world of hurt right now. If you're his corner, I think you might want to consider stopping this bout.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, they just took a point from him. His only shot is to knock him out. I don't believe he has the stamina or the energy left to do that. He might hit him with one shot, hurt him. He still won't be able to stop him. But he's showing a lot of heart to stay in there, tying him up.
Referee taking a good close look at the action. Maye with his back up against the ropes, tying up Donnie Palmer and sometimes just tying up the waist.
And now it's just full fatigue. You can see it in the face of Maye. And
Maye is trying to get in close quarters to tie up and get to the final bell at this point. I think he's in survival mode as opposed to try to win mode.
100% survival mode, which can get dangerous.
Was able to slip a right and a left hand from Donnie Palmer.
If Palmer took a half a step back when he's on the ropes,
and that is
there
it.
You go.
Our official has seen enough. A fourth round TKO for Dorchester's Donnie Palmer, who took this fight yesterday, weighed in today, and has come in and scored a victory over New Haven, Connecticut's Solomon Maye, who is dejected in the corner. But at the end of the day, Donnie Palmer simply too big and strong, Ted.
Yeah, and I think that was the right call for the referee, because you know what? The corner's not going to throw the towel in. They know this guy's dreams. He has dreams. He's not going to just quit in the ring. And, you know, you have to sometimes save the fighter from himself, and that's what the referee did. I thought that was a good call. He was kind of falling all over the ring, just looking to survive anyway. And a nice win for Donnie Palmer, who keeps, you know, putting together wins.
Third consecutive win for Donnie Palmer in his young professional career after fighting to a draw in his pro debut.
And having seen what I just saw, I don't know if the result would have been any different had the opponent not changed, because the original opponent, I've seen him fight numerous times, and he's a pretty tough guy.
And the original opponent was Zeffirino Albino. For the official time of the stoppage, we will go inside the ring. Our ring announcer for tonight's festivities is Jamie Beliveau.
Referee Sade Murdoch calls a halt to the bout at 2 minutes and 24 seconds of the fourth round for your winner by TKO, fighting out of the blue corner, Donnie Palmer.
2 minutes and 24 seconds of the fourth round. Donnie Palmer improves to 3-0-1 with a fourth round TKO of Solomon Maye.